What's going on, everybody? Let's have a little Bible study, shall we? So today we're going to be reading Psalms chapter 34, verse 4. And it says, Dalet, I sought the Lord and he heard me and he delivered me from all of my fears. Man, when I tell you David is decreeing and declaring the goodness of the Lord. And David is saying, we already know, David is on the run from King Abimelech, right? Because he have just slayed Goliath, and he's on the run. He's on the run from King Saul, and he ran into King Abimelech because, and King Abimelech is upset because he had just slain Goliath. There's a lot of running going on, but David is not running because he's afraid. But there are certain times where you pick and choose your battle. Just because you're not afraid, and just because you can fight, and just because you have God on your side, there are many times where you just have to pick your battles. When the when the Pharisees were coming after Jesus, he got up and got on, not because he was afraid, but because it just was not his time. He had to pick and choose his battle, and then he went into the land with the Samaritan woman, right? Yada yada. But let's get back to David. David said that because I listened to God, because I obeyed God, because I did God's will and God's work, you know what he did? He delivered me from all of my fears. Now I have no reason to fear. The Lord is my light. The Lord is my light. Right? That was David. David is saying, I have no reason to fear. God delivered me from all of my fears. Why? Because I sought him. Because I sought his face. Because I am constantly and continuously seeking after God. That means God's love. That means God's promises. That means God's enduring favor. That means God. Everything that is him. I searched high and low, still couldn't find nobody. David is saying, I searched for God and I found him. And because I found him, I was delivered from all of my fears. This is the thing. Look for God in every situation. James said, count it all joy when you face diverse times. In every situation, look for God. In all of your ways, acknowledge him and he shall direct your path. If you are looking for God and acknowledge him in all your ways and allow him to direct your path, that means that all your fear will go poof. Let me say it like this. The thing that you're afraid of might be the dragon, right? The dragon will still be a dragon. But your worry about what the dragon can do to you will go away. The fear that the dragon will harm you will go away. And then once you get rid of the fear, then now you can slay the thing, because fear sometimes is the only thing that's holding us back. Fear is holding you back. Fear is causing you to not want to get up and start that business. Fear is causing you to not want to get up and start that ministry. Fear is causing you to not want to get up and enter into that relationship, into that situation, into that new blessing that God has for you. But God is saying that when you seek him, fear will leave, because darkness cannot dwell where God is. So if you're constantly just so locked in with God and always on his like everywhere you go, I'm here. Where you going, God? I'm right here, shoulder to shoulder. I'm yoked up with you, so that if you go this way, I'm going this way too. If you go that way, I'm going that way too, because I'm yoked up with you. That means we are locked in together, that we will not stray from one another. So what are you in fear of right now that you are not seeking God in? When you start to seek God, you will start to see the layers, the scales, and the veils of fear begin to fall away, begin to lift up, and begin to dissipate out of your life. So my prayer and my encouragement is that you begin to seek God in his fullness, in totality, and begin to really, 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 really understand and really know that God is in the business of releasing you from fear so that you can be able to slay that dragon, to destroy that beast, and to remove that infirmity, right? God said he did not give us the spirit of fear, but that does not mean that we don't have the emotion of fear sometimes. Fear is not indicative of your worth, your belief, or your trust in God. Fear is just a human, it's just a human thing that God gave us. But what he's saying is, look for me in the fear. If you are afraid of the dark, look for me in the darkness. My God. If you are afraid of that dragon, look for me in the belly of the beast. Look for me in that work situation. Look for me in that doubt. Look for me in that anger. Look for me in that turmoil. Look for me in that trial. And when the Bible says, I sought him, that is saying that David actively searched for God. Not just like, oh, I went from this end to that end and I don't see him. No, I'm actively searching for him. You ever be looking for something? And I'm gonna say this, like, sometimes I'll come home, I'll be so tired, I'll come home and I'll put my keys down somewhere. I have a normal spot on over, it's right under the clock that's in my dining room area, and I put my keys on this little key latch thing. I put my keys on there, but sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put my key right here on my bookshelf, right? I put my keys on my bookshelf. And my apartment is, let me say it like this, it's a decent size. It's not like I got this huge apartment, but there are times where I'm like, oh my God, here it goes again with this super huge apartment that I have where I can't find my keys. But I'm saying that to say, when I can't find my keys and I really need to go somewhere, I'm literally looking everywhere. There have been times where I've looked inside of, oh, there's water in that cup. I can't. I was about to turn the cup up. But there have been times where I've looked inside of cups. I've looked inside the refrigerator. I've looked inside my bathroom. I'm checking every coat pocket, every drawer, behind the TV, on top of the lamps. I'm checking literally everywhere for this kid. Now, truth be told, it'd be right in my face. But that's beside the point. But my point is that I am actively searching for these keys. I'm not just saying, oh, well, they're not in the normal place that I usually keep them, and they're not over here where I can plainly see them. No, because when you really need something and when you really want something, you're going to search high and low for that thing. I searched high and low, still couldn't find nobody. When I really need to find my keys, I'm going to search high and low. So that's all I really wanted to share with you guys for today. And as always, make sure you're following this guy right here. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you like the video, share the video, favorite the video, comment on the video, repost the video, and do all the things. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, and light. Bye.